Hello and welcome back to another edition of 5th grade math. It's been a little while. How you doing, buddy?
I'm okay.
Did you have a good Thanksgiving?
I'm really full.
Yeah, I'll bet.
Super full.
By the way, where's Gene?
He went to go visit his girlfriend.
Gene has a girlfriend?
Yeah. He said that she lives in Canada. None of us have ever met her before. Because they met at camp. Before the virus and everything.
He has a girlfriend from camp who also lives in Canada, and you've never met her.
No, why?
No reason. Let's move on, okay?
Okay.
How'd you like Thanksgiving?
Oh man, so delicious. I'm still so full.
Yeah? Well, I can't believe personally that you made an entire turkey out of Takis.
And I do it again. The Takurki was an unquestioned success.
Oh, really? Because I have some questions.
Yeah,
like, how long did it take you and what's holding it all together? Those are some questions that I have.
I'll never reveal my secrets.
And also, where did the cranberry sauce go? And why did I hear the hairdryer on Thanksgiving?
Okay, so I know I said I wasn't going to reveal my secrets, but I'm actually quite proud of this one. If you get cranberry sauce hot enough, it melts. And then, when it dries, it's like delicious edible glue. So good. So good.
You disgust me.
It was like a cranberry glue gun.
You are absolutely disgusting, you know that?
Thanks.
That was not a compliment.
What?
No.
Yeah, it was.
All right, we need to move on, okay? We're beginning a very important unit in math. One that is called... You ready?
What?
You ready?
What is it?
It's called fractions.
Whoa.
You know what fractions are?
I think it's a Starbucks drink.
Those are frappuccinos. That's very, very, very different.
Oh. So, what the heck is a fraction?
Let's find out. When we think of a fraction, we need to think of it as a piece of a whole. Let's look at the fraction 1/2. The top part of the fraction, in this case the 1, is called the numerator. The bottom part of the fraction, in this case the 2, is called the denominator. Each part of the fraction gives us a very important piece of information.
Well, what about that line in the middle? Is that like the snowman's belt?
I'm getting there.
Well, get there faster!
Geez, what's the rush? You got somewhere to be?
The rush is plus rush. We have practice in half an hour over Zoom.
All right. Well, this won't take that long, okay? The numerator tells us how many pieces we have, and the denominator tells us how many total pieces make a whole. And you can think of the line in the middle as saying out of. Okay, so we have 1 out of 2 pieces.
Oh, so 1/2 means 1 out of 2 pieces.
Exactly. Think of it like a pizza.
Pizza-getti?
No, not this time,
oh.
Okay? Think of a pizza that you cut once down the middle, okay? How many pieces would you have? Also, our pizza is going to be a rectangle because I haven't figured out how to cut a circle in half in these animations.
Well, that's cool. I like Sicilian pizza. It's 2 pieces, but they're too big to eat. You need to cut them again.
Well, pretend it's a small pizza.
Why would we have a small pizza?
An evil scientist hit it with a shrink ray.
Really? Why would he shrink the pizza?
He's evil.
Okay, that tracks.
Okay, good. I'm glad you agree with me on that. Okay. So, now we have 1/2 here and 1/2 here. Okay? They represent part of the whole pizza. How many halves do we need to have the whole pizza?
We need both of them. But what if someone ate one?
Well, if someone ate one, then we wouldn't have one whole pizza anymore. You need all of the pizzas to have one whole.
Oh.
That's why if your fraction has the same numerator and denominator, like 2 halves here, it equals 1 whole because you have all of the pieces.
This is starting to sound familiar. Didn't we do this with tenths and hundredths and thousandths?
Yes!
Oh.
Fractions are another way of writing decimals. It's all related.
Ugh, my brain hurts. Can we look at this on the whiteboard?
That is a great idea. Let's do that.
Let's go.
Okay, you ready to learn about fractions and money?
Yeah, I think I am.
Okay, so there we have $1. I know it's not your favorite. It's not a Benjamin. It's a Georgie. All right, but
hey, I'll still take it.
I know you will. But again, not real money.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So we can think of coins as fractions if the dollar is 1 whole. Okay. So let's think of the biggest coin that we use regularly, which is a quarter. Okay.
Yeah.
how many quarters make a dollar?
Well, that's 4 quarters.
Right. So
25, 50, 75, 100.
you would need 4 of them. That would be our denominator, okay, to make a dollar. You need all 4 to make one whole dollar. Because if you don't have all 4 quarters, you don't have a whole dollar, right?
No.
And you'll notice that fractions don't have to be powers of 10 in the denominator, okay?
Oh.
You can definitely have a power of 10 as a denominator, but it doesn't have to be.
Okay.
Okay,
Well, like
so-
what?
Well, for example, let's say you had dimes. How many dimes would make a dollar?
10 dimes.
10.
Because 10 times 10 is 100.
Right.
10 dimes and a dollar.
We would need all 10 dimes. They're the same.
Ah.
4 quarters and 10 dimes is the same amount of money. Okay? What about, this one's going to be a little bit trickier. What about nickels? How many nickels make a dollar? A nickel's 5 cents, remember?
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 20!
20, that's right. 20 times 5 is 100.
Oh, because like 2 times 5 is 10, so 20 times 5 is 100.
Exactly.
That's 20. Whoa.
Nice callback.
Oh.
Okay.
Yes.
And how many pennies would it take to make a dollar?
100 pennies.
Right, because they're each 1 cent. Okay,
Yeah.
100 pennies. So, as you can see here,
Hmm.
these are all different versions of one whole. If you have 4 quarters, you have a dollar. If you have 10 dimes, you have a dollar. If you have 20 nickels, you have a dollar. And if you have 100 pennies, you have a dollar.
Yeah.
Okay? So they're all the same. Okay? And if you know, remember those those golden dollars, the dollar coins, if we had one of them, they all equal one whole. Okay?
What?
So, or that $1 bill up there as well. So this goes to show that fraction denominators, they can all be equal and different at the same time, right? 4 quarters
Whoa.
is the same thing as 100 pennies. And what if I had 2 quarters?
You'd have 50 cents.
I'd have 50 cents. 50
Yeah.
cent means 100. That's where that's a Latin prefix.
Wow.
Anyway, so,
Ooh.
yeah, getting real fancy with
Yeah,
you.
fancy.
So 2/4 and 50 out of 100 are actually the same thing
Yeah.
too, okay?
2 quarters and 50 pennies are the same, and I tried to tell that to the ice cream man, and he was not listening to me. He didn't think I actually had 50 pennies, I think.
It's the end of November. When were you talking to the ice cream man? Also, you shouldn't be going outside on your own.
Yeah.
Also, where did you get money?
Yeah.
You've been going into my change jar again? That change jar is a
Full
door.
of pennies.
It's a door holder. That's what it's for. Because
Yeah.
it's heavy and it holds a door open.
I thought it was a ice cream getter because it's full of change.
I mean, honestly, anytime you can get ice cream, you should.
Yeah.
Okay. But you
Uh-oh.
shouldn't be leaving the house
Yeah.
without
I
permission.
wore a mask
That's good. That's good.
and I washed my hands.
Did you?
Yes.
That's also good.
They smelled beautiful when I was done.
You would know with a honker like that. Okay.
All right. So all of those ones at the top, those are they're all one.
Right, they're all one whole. And if we
They all look different, but they're all one.
and if we added 2 quarters and 1 more quarter, how many quarters would we have?
75 cents, 3 quarters.
3 quarters, right? We wouldn't have 3/8 because there's no eighth coin anyway.
Oh.
Remember, we're not changing the denominator. We just add the numerator.
Yeah, you never change those denominator
Right.
pants.
And 3/4 does not equal 50 over 100. It would equal 75.
Yeah, like
over
75
100.
pennies.
75 pennies. 75
Yeah.
cents. Okay?
All right.
So that's how fractions relate to each other.
Fractions.
You can have a literally infinite number of equivalent fractions. It can just go on and on
Wow.
forever. But we're going to talk more about equivalent fractions and getting common denominators, which means the same denominator. We're going to talk more about that in our next lesson. Okay? So for now,
These ones are all equivalent.
yeah, they're all one whole because they all have matching numerator and denominator. Because that's how
Wow.
many you need 4 quarters or 10 dimes or 20 nickels or 100 pennies to make $1.
Yeah.
All right?
All right.
All right.
All right.
You ready to recap?
Yeah.
Let's recap.
Recap.
Okay, so to recap,
Yeah.
fractions. Okay?
Fractions.
They have 2 parts, a numerator and a denominator.
Mhm.
The numerator tells us how many pieces of a whole we have.
Mhm.
The denominator tells us how many pieces it would take to make one whole. So
Okay.
to have one whole, the numerator and the denominator would have to match because you need all of the pieces. Okay?
Yeah.
And when we add or subtract a fraction, we do not
Do not.
Do not mess with the
Never.
denominators. Okay?
Don't mess with those denominators.
Think of those as like the pants, and the pants don't change. Okay?
Yeah.
They're not going to be added or subtracted to each other.
Leave those pants on.
Because that's how many pieces it takes to make one whole, and that part isn't going to change. But we will change numerators once the denominators are matching, which in this lesson they all have been. We're going to get to denominators that don't match in the next lesson, though.
Whoa.
Yeah. Okay? So, don't add or subtract your denominators, just add or subtract your numerators. Got
Okay.
it? Got it?
Got it.
Okay.
Maybe. Like 50% of it.
Okay, well,
It's a
hey,
lot.
it is a lot, okay? And we're going to spend a lot of time on fractions. So you'll have time to get 100% of the way there. Did you know that percentages and fractions are directly related? It's really simple, actually. Like, you can just make them equal the same thing, because a fraction and a percentage are just different ways of saying the same thing. They also relate
I
to
have band
decimals.
practice.
Oh, you don't want to learn about fractions and percentages and decimals and how it all ties together?
Not yet.
Fine. Fine, I will save this knowledge for a later date, okay? Percentages are more of a middle school thing anyway, so.
Okay.
This concludes our video lesson. See you next time.
See you next time.
Bye.
More fractions.